everyone. Welcome to my Tuesday Facebook Live. Today's been a weird day. There are lots of storms in the area. I was supposed to go live an hour ago, and right before I was ready to go live, the tornado sirens went off, and we were asked to take cover. And fortunately, nothing happened. We didn't have any damage. I don't know that there was any damage anywhere, but they were watching the radar. And we do have all of these storms around, so they were, making sure that we were safe, which I appreciate so much. But during all of that, lots of thunderstorms going on. You'll probably hear some thunder. We're supposed to have thunderstorms through the evening. So I'm like, now that everything has settled down a little bit, we still have the storms, but they're not severe. So if I have to take cover or leave, I will let you guys know. But for the most part, I was looking forward to joining you. And so here I am. So a couple things. While we were watching the thunderstorms and everything during the severe part of it, we did lose power. And so the internet went down. It's back up again, I hope. If you happen to be live with me, because I know that I'm an hour later, maybe if you got notification that I went live, you can join me and let me know that you can see me. Otherwise, I'm just going to continue to record this. If you're able to join me live, that's great. Say hello. If you're not able to join me live, you know that I'll get this uploaded to YouTube so you can watch the replay. And you can probably watch the replay on Facebook as well. So before I get into things, I am April Davis with April Davis Creations, and I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. I love to create, and I love to share. So hence why I join you guys every Tuesday for my to-go class, which is a free class. If you want the kit for free, then you can place an order in my online store. And another thing that happened is I got a new computer, and for whatever reason, my Switcher Studio is not working on it right now. So I can't show you anything on my computer. So I'm just going to ask you, let me see, I can put this up so you guys can see, hopefully. Let me try this. Oops, I guess we have it. Just go to aprildaviscreations.com. Everything is on aprildaviscreations.com. It'll give you information about the to-go class that we're going to be doing today. Again, if you want the kit for free, all you need to do is place an order in my online store. And all that information is there, and I send you the kit for free. If you're a demonstrator and you don't want to place an order through me, which I totally get it, then I do sell the kits. So if you like this bundle that I'm going to highlight today, you can actually purchase the kit, and I'll send the kit to you. But before I get into showing you the cards that we're going to make today, just a couple things I want to update you on. And because I can't show you on my computer, I'm just going to tell you about it. So number one, Stampin' Up has a big sale going on right now through the 30th of the month. It's buy one suite, get one 50% off, and that includes any of the suite items. So with the new catalog that just came out, suites that are online, if you had your eye on some of these, buy one and you'll get the second one for 50% off. And again, that does include any of the items that are included in the suite, like ribbons or embellishments, designer series paper. You can buy one and get the other at 50% off. Now, I will share with you, because I've been playing with this, is that if you buy the suite and you order an extra package of embellishments, you're going to get the embellishments at 50% off. So if you want to get the biggest bang for your buck, look at buying suites. If you buy one suite, you get the second suite at 50% off. Or if you buy one suite and you buy a bundle, or buy a bundle, you get the second bundle for 50% off. But they're always going to take the lower amount as the 50% off. So as I was playing with my cart and adding different things that I wanted myself, I couldn't understand why, I was getting all my embellishments for 50% off, but I wasn't getting my suites. Well, because that's what they look at. So if you go back and play with it, just add and mix and match to see what you want to add. And then if you need to place a second order so that you can get some additional things at the 50% off, I would suggest you do that. But play with it. What else do I want to share with you? Oh, enrollment is open for my Create Happiness Club. That is the bi-monthly club. This is the club that you receive every 6 months. So it's bi-monthly, and it's more for the avid crafters, the ones that want some additional challenge to their clubs. It includes a tutorial. It includes a recorded video of each of the cards being made. And then, of course, you get product with it as well. You get normally it's DSP, maybe ribbons, maybe embellishment, but you usually get about between $20 and $25 worth of product with your kit as well, twice every other month. That enrollment is open through the 30th of this month for July. The other club that I have going is the Crafting Happiness Club, which is your monthly club. Both of these clubs are subscription clubs. I invoice for the Create Happiness, the Crafting Happiness, which is the monthly club. You automatically just get billed for it. And again, it's monthly, 4 great cards, 2 of each card. You get product with it. You get a tutorial with it, and it's just a lot of fun. So if you're interested in either of those 2 items, go out and look at my website at aprildaviscreations.com. I can't pull it up right now because technically things aren't working for me, but hopefully you guys are able to see me. All right, what else do I want to share with you? I don't think there's anything else. Oh, there is something else. All right. So one of the things that I appreciate most is that you guys comment on my videos, you like and share, you subscribe. And so every week I am giving away prizes for those people who comment, like, share, subscribe. So if I know who you are and I'm able to get to that information, I put you into a drawing, and I do 2 drawings a week for winners of these prizes. And this week, the winners are, I have Jeannjoe, Jeannne, let me see, Jeannjoe, Jeannjoe. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. But anyway, you are going to receive the Sunny Springs Cards and Envelopes kit. So this is for you. Thank you so much. All you need to do is reach out to me at aprildaviscreations@gmail.com. Do I have this up here? I do. Let me take this one down, and I'll put aprildaviscreations@gmail.com. Just email me and let me know your contact information, and I will get this in the mail to you. So this is for Jeannjoe. The second person that I drew was Karen Kozleski. Karen, I hope I said that right. Anyway, thank you so much. You received the Stripes and Florals Mix and Match cards and envelopes. So I'm going to get this in the mail to you as soon as you send me your contact information. But to everybody, not just these 2, but to everybody, thank you so much for commenting, liking, sharing. It means so much to me, and it's helping me to grow not only my channel, but my business. So I appreciate you guys so much, and I want to just say thank you by being able to share prizes every week. All right, so we've got that. Let's see. Now perhaps I can show you the cards that we're going to be making. Let me pull out the bundle first. We're going to get this to go over. I'm going to take this down. There we go. And we are going to be using the Sunrise Sailing bundle. I love this bundle. I love this bundle. You can see that we've got dies that go with it. We've got the sailboat and some water and some sentiments. And we're going to have a lot of fun with this today. Oh, it looks like I froze. Oh no, I hope I don't get disconnected. This is not good. I'm freezing. Guys, what I'm going to do because of I'm back. Okay. I'm not going to reboot right now, but thank you for being here. Oh, hi, Sandra. Yes, we are safe. But boy, this weather is really crazy. Really, really crazy. It's all day. We had it this morning. We had a little break this afternoon. And then right before I was supposed to go live, the weather got crazy again. So if you hear thunder in the background, it's because it's not past. I saw that, Sandra. Thank you. And I saw that you got to take advantage of the buy one, get one at 50%. So good job with that. So you're going to have fun with this kit that I share with you, and you're going to have some options with it, I believe. I created them one way. And again, this was the Sunrise Sailing kit. And we've got 3 different cards that we're going to be making. We've got a tone on tone that I'm going to be making with the embossing folder and some ink. And then we've got another, just the white. I think the white is so elegant. And we've got the sailboat, and I'm going to show you how to cut this tag, because this tag's a little bit different in the sense that it's got a little hole in it. We're going to work so you don't have to have it. And then I had some fun doing this card with all designer series paper. So aside from the tag, everything's cut out of designer series paper. And we'll start with this one. I'm going to bring it in. This is the Country Woods designer series paper. I love this designer series paper, and it's still in the current catalog. So much fun, so much you can do with it. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to pull the kit out so I can show you what we're going to do with this particular card. And let me grab the kit real quick. So I'm going to use my basic gray cardstock for my base. And then I've got some white for a layer, basic white for a layer. Then I've taken some designer series paper and cut it for our second layer. And then we've got all these pieces. And I went ahead and cut them out for you guys because there's some other things I want to do, and I don't want to take up all my time just die cutting for you. So let's go through them. We've got the layer that we're going to do. And then in the set, you have a die that will actually cut your water. You can see these two dies. So what I did is I cut my water, and then I stamped out my boat, my sailboat, and this time I stamped the sails on it, and we'll put this all together. I've got my moon or sun that I die cut with a circle cut punch. And then we've got some clouds that I die cut out of this set as well. You get your clouds. And then I've got these little seagulls that we're going to glue down. So let's start to assemble this card and watch it come together. And I did add a couple of additional things like the seagulls and the detail to the sails. So we'll get this all put together so you can see how it comes together. But I had so much fun creating this card, and I wanted to do it all out of designer series paper. So let's get our layers down first. So we'll get this one down, and then I'm going to incorporate, as we get to some of the other pieces, I'm going to incorporate some dimensionals, obviously, because you know I love dimensionals. And I'm just keeping an eye on, I don't know what this weather's going to do with respect to my internet. We had just a moment where it looked like I froze up, but everything looks good now. So if things start to look wonky or I freeze up, I'll just keep an eye on it and make sure that you guys can still see me. All right, so let's get these layers down. Real quick, I'm going to move things around just a tad so that we get an even border on each side. And then the next step is going to be, I'm going to put my C down. So I'm going to take my C and we'll get it adhered. Once you've got all your pieces cut, it's kind of fun. It's like putting together sort of like a puzzle. And you just create what you want to create. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my sun down, my moon down. Maybe it's dusk, but I'm going to bring in some dimensionals. And we're going to go ahead and get these down. And I'm just going to do that because I want to layer my sailboat on top of that. So we've got that. Let me see, get my paper pig to get these backings off. There we go. I can't wait to show you the other cards as well. Like I said, I had a lot of fun with these. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get this down off to the left just a little bit, I think. So now we've got our moon down. And then, or I say our moon. If it's not a moon and it is the sun, then it's pretty hazy out. So I'm just going to call it the moon. And then what I'm doing with my clouds, I want dimensionals on my clouds, but my clouds are going to actually fit on top of the moon as well. So I want the dimensional on the part that's not on the moon. And then I can take this off and then I can put just a little bit of glue here. and get this down, and we'll get this adhered up here. But you don't want to use dimensionals on both sides because then it would have it pop up odd. Okay, so now I've got this one that we're gonna do, and I'm gonna move it down here. And again, the dimensional is gonna go on this side. So we'll do that. And then I'm gonna put a little bit of glue on this, not a lot, just enough. And then I can go ahead and I can get my cloud down here. Whoops, I guess I have to take the back off before it will stick, right? Okay, we'll try this again. Let's move it over. Okay, so we've got that. Now it's time for our sailboat. And I'm also gonna put the sailboat up on dimensionals also. So let's go ahead and get started this way. I'm gonna use the big dimensionals for the main part. And then I've got some smaller mini dimensionals that I'm going to utilize for the other pieces that are a bit smaller so that I can still pop things up and yet not worry about them showing through. So we've got these down. I think I want another one just right here. Sometimes I get carried away with my dimensionals, but I just don't like it when there's a little bit of sag to my items. So I try to make sure I've got enough dimensionals to keep that from happening. So let me get these off. Hello. All right, sticking to me. Got this one, oh, and this one. Did I get that one off? Nope. I touch and feel if it's not sticky, I know that I haven't got the back off yet. Okay, so the backs are off on all of these. I'm gonna move this off to the side. Then I'm gonna bring my sailboat in, and I think I'm gonna put my sailboat, oh, so pretty, right about here. Isn't that pretty? Oh, okay, now here's the big challenge. We are going to put these little seagulls on. And so I'm gonna bring them over here, and they're little bitty, little teeny tiny bitty. So I'm gonna take my fine tip glue bottle, and I'm just gonna put just a tiny bit of glue. It doesn't take very much, but I am doing it on my silicone mat just because I don't want glue to get on my glass mat. And so we'll go ahead and we'll get this glue down, and I'm just doing little bitty dots. I'm sure you guys can probably see they're just little bitty dots. And again, you don't need very much. And then I'm going to use my tweezers, and I'm going to try to get these positioned the way that I want them. So no rhyme or reason to what I'm doing. I'm going to place one here. I'm going to use my tweezers to help me out. I've got another one here that I'm going to pick up, and I don't have a good grip on it, so I'm going to take it here. Now we've got this, so I'm going to put another one here on my moon. And then let's see, we've got this third one. Where do I want this third one to go? I don't want to, maybe, where do I want this third one to go? I'm playing around, guys, checking it out. Maybe I'm going to put it up here. Okay, there we go. So now we've got our seagulls on our card. So pretty. All right, we're not done yet. We got a couple things to do. I'm gonna bring in, let's see, I've got Misty Moonlight, and we're gonna do our sentiment. And did my sentiment come out of here? I had a little strip. Oh, here it is. It's right here. All right, so we're gonna stamp on that, and these are photopolymer stamps. And when I use a photopolymer stamp, I do like to use some sort of a cushion below it. So we're gonna stamp "You Deserve the Best." So let's go ahead and do that. And then we can cut it off. So I've got this inked up. I'm gonna bring this in right here and center it the best I can. Right there. Hopefully we did a good job. There we go. You deserve the best. And then I'm gonna go ahead and trim this off. Let me see. Let's get this cleaned up first. You guys know how I am with my stamps. If I don't clean them off as soon as I use them, then my fingers end up in them. And then once my fingers end up in them, then I have a mess everywhere. So I'm just gonna take and I'm gonna snip this off on this end, straight across. And then I'm going to take some glue and we're going to just line this up right about here underneath my boat, my sailboat. Okay, and last but not least, I have these fun adhesive back sparkle gems. So we're going to add some sparkle gems as well. We wouldn't have to necessarily. We could consider the seagulls. Whoops, the seagulls as part of that, but let's just have some fun and add some bling. So I'm going to take a little one and I'm going to put it right here, and then I'm going to take a bigger one and we're going to do it in thirds. So I'm going to do it here and another little one, and we're going to do it here. All right, move this stuff out of the way, and we now have card number 1 completed. Isn't it so pretty? I just love, love, love this set. So fun. Okay, let's move to the next one. Let me see, because I did do something a little bit different, not significantly different with this one. The last one we're really gonna play. All right, so let me find the card. The card is, where is the card? The card is right here. Okay, so we're gonna make this one. And we've got basic white cardstock. We are actually going to open the card this way. So I have it cut 11 by 4 1/4. Then what I did is I went ahead and did the embossing. So we've got a really, really cool embossing folder that comes with this set. It's called Sunrise Sailing Hybrid. And it's just a fun embossing folder, but it's a 3D embossing folder. So we got that. And then I've got a tag, or a piece of scrap that we're going to do our tag on. Thank you, Sandra. And then I went ahead and I did some stamping on this one too. And I have 3 boats. And the reason I have 3 boats is we are actually going to cover up this embossed boat with our 3 boats. Look at the sail. How fun was that? I used that same, the same paper that I used for the previous card. So what I'm going to do is I am actually going to trim this off right here. I'm going to try to make that my sail. Trim that off right there. And then I'm going to adhere it to this piece. But actually I'm going to trim that off too, because what I want is I want the white. This isn't really a sail, it's the inside piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere this piece to the white, but I've got to take care of that inside piece. So I'm going to bring my Stampin' Pierce mat over in just a second, and I'm going to trim this out, but I need to be able to punch a hole in here so that I can get my scissors into it. So I went ahead and punched my hole, and now what I can do is I can trim this out. You can choose to do this or not choose to do this. This is just what I decided I wanted to do, because I wanted the sails to be their own and not be a continuation of the stamp, if you will, if that made any sense. So let me go ahead and get this trimmed out real quick for you. And I'm just trimming the inside part of it. And then we'll trim on this side over here. We've got that, and then I'll turn this over, and we're going to trim this side up. And we're going to put this boat, this sailboat, together like a puzzle, if you will. All right, let me get this trimmed up, make it look nice. I'm kind of getting carried away with my trimming. Let's see, let's do this. And I'm going to, let me see, it's not releasing, so I got to trim it up a little bit more. Snip, there we go. And then I've got like a little rough edge here that I'm not happy with, so I'm going to try to even that out just a tad so it doesn't look so rough. Let's do this way. Yeah, I think that's going to be better. Okay, there we go. So now we've got this. So what's going to happen is I'm going to layer this on top of my white. And see, now we've got 2 separate sails, okay? So let's go ahead and get that part of it done. And we'll get this layered down. Okay, and then take the boat and we're gonna trim it up. Let me get this lined up correctly. Looking good. All right, so now we've got the boat, and I think what I'm gonna do, hold on a second. I'm gonna pull this down just a tad. I feel like it moved a little bit. There we go. That's what I love about the glue. I can scooch things around. Okay, so here we go. I wanted my boat base to be the brown, but I think I'm gonna go ahead, I don't know. Let's try this first and see if I like it, and then I can trim it off. I'm thinking about the wood for the mast pole. I don't know verbiage for ships, so, or boats. So we've got that. So I could do that, and then it would be brown, or I could leave it dark, and that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna bring this in, I'm gonna trim this up. There we go. And then I can just put this down. There we go. Yeah, I like that better. All right, so let me move this stuff out of the way. Now I'm going to glue the bottom of my boat together. And then we'll have our sailboat done, and we're gonna work on the sentiment. So let me get this down, and I'm gonna pick it up just so that I can make sure I've got it lined up appropriately. There we go. So we have our sailboat done. How nice is that? We'll get to that in just a second. I'm gonna put it over here for now, and I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do with this sentiment. All right, we have another stamp set that we're utilizing, and it's called, oh gosh, I was frozen again, wasn't I? It's called Tags to Go. And this is the tag that I want to utilize. Now, what I want to show you about this tag is it has a little hole in it. I don't want that hole in my tag. I just don't. So what we're going to do is, the first thing that we're going to do is we are actually going to stamp best wishes. So let me find my best wishes, and I'm going to stamp that in. It looks like pecan pie. So let me pull my pecan pie out. So let's go ahead and get that stamped. And again, I am going to stamp on this for a cushion. So I'll get that inked up. And then I'm just going to stamp best wishes here. There we go. Looks good. Let's clean this up quickly. And get this out of the way, close this ink up. And the first thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna line this up, okay? I'm not gonna worry about that hole, right? We're not gonna use it, but I'm not gonna worry about it right at the moment. Okay, so let me get this lined up where I think it needs to be. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm gonna put some of this mint tape down to hold this in place. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring in my mini cut and emboss and my plates, my well-loved plates, my base plate. This is gonna be my cutting plate. And what I'm gonna do is, I don't wanna cut this hole. Whoops, let me move this back a little bit so you guys can see. I don't want to cut this hole. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have it extend off the end of my plate. Can you see how it's doing that? It's extending off the end of the plate, and I'm gonna run this through. So everything's going to cut except where that hole is, okay? I can run all the way through, and then you're gonna see when I pull this off, let's get this tape off of here. You can see it only cut part of it, right? So now what do? Exact same thing. I'm going to put this back in. I'm going to line this die back up again, only this time I'm gonna put the hole on this side of my plate. I'm gonna fit this into the groove here, and it should fit right into the groove, and you can feel it when it fits in. And I'm gonna tape this back down again. And this time I need to cut this part of it. So I'm gonna put this in, I'm gonna hang the part that's got the hole on it. I'm gonna hang it off, it's already been cut. I can go ahead and I can put this in, crank it through, and it should cut the rest of the way through if I got it in far enough, and I did. So now this comes out, take this off, and now I've got a tag that doesn't have the hole in it. Isn't that nice? That way you can use these tags for a lot of different things, especially if you don't want the hole. If you want the hole, it's great. But if you don't want the hole, you don't have to have the hole if you don't want it. All right, let me move this stuff out of the way so we can go ahead and finish creating the rest of the card. Moving that out of the way, I'm gonna bring this back in. First thing I'm gonna do is fold my card base and get it burnished. Okay, then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take my embossed layer and we're gonna go ahead and glue it down. Okay, get this arranged. And I'm gonna move this up. So what glue affords me is the flexibility to move things up and down until I get them to where I want them to be. All right, so now I have that. Okay, now I'm gonna take my sailboat and I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of it. And we are going to pop it up on top of where it's already embossed. So the clouds will be embossed, the sea will be embossed, but we are going to have the sailboat with a pop of color on top of where it's embossed. So let me get these down. Doing it kind of basically the same way that I did before. I think I am going to take one of the big ones and put it right here in the center. Yep. Okay, let's go ahead and looking for my tools. I'm gonna pull these backs off. It just goes quicker for me if I use my take your pick. I just stab it and then flick it up and they all come off for the most part. And then I've just got them all together. I can take this off and it's all good. All right, so let's go ahead and take our sailboat. And now what I wanna do is I wanna line it up where the sailboat is on the embossed piece. We've got that, so now we've got our sailboat there. And then last but not least, we're gonna bring in some more bling. And this time, I think I'm gonna use the darker gems. So let me go ahead and I'm gonna do here, and we're gonna go here, and then I'm gonna do another one right here. We have to still put our sentiment on, but I'll get that in just a second. So we've got that. And then my sentiment, we're gonna do the same thing that we did before. I'm gonna add it here, but I'm gonna use a dimensional here and glue here. So we're gonna take this, add the dimensional on this side. We'll add some glue on this side. And let's see, where do I want this to go? Probably right, maybe about right here. Did I get the back off? No. Gotta get the back off. But I'm gonna go ahead and put it here, make sure it's straight before I push it down. So I'm gonna do that. There we go. Hold that down for just a second. And now we have card number 2. So pretty. How fun is that? Oh, okay. So, and I use different paper, so they look totally different. I like this one better. You tell me which one you like better. Do you like the one with the multicolored sails or the peach colored sails? All right. Next card. This one's going to be interesting because I'm going a little rogue with you guys. We've got our crumb cake card base, and I have a crumb cake layer, and then I also have a piece that I've die cut for the sentiment. Let's go ahead and get the sentiment stamped first, just so that I can get that part of it out of the way, because then we're going to play with the embossing folder. So we're going to stamp congratulations. I'm going to bring my mat back in again right here. And let me show you this card. This is what the card looked like initially. What we did is we embossed with ink, and I'm going to show you how to do that, but I'm going to go a little bit rogue, and I'll show you what I'm doing here in just a second. So let's go ahead and stamp congratulations. And this time I'm going to stamp congratulations in, no, not basic gray. We are going to stamp it in Secret C. So let's go ahead and bring out Secret C. And I'm gonna tap, tap, tap. And we're gonna go ahead. Oh, I just tapped the wrong one. I picked up the wrong one. I don't want best wishes. I want congratulations. All right, no problem. Let's go ahead and clean that one off. And we'll bring congratulations in. All right, here we go. Here's congratulations. So let me tap, tap, tap that one. Good coverage. I'm gonna work to center it in here. Hopefully my head's not getting in the way, but we're gonna go right here. Okay, so we've got congratulations. All right, I'm gonna move this off to the side, and we are going to clean this off, move these guys out of the way. And the next big thing to do is to create our emboss. Now, let me make sure I've got everything that I need. I'm going to, instead of using white, I'm going to use Secret Sea. I thought that this might be kind of fun to, instead of having a white, fluffy card, we're going to have kind of a stormy sea. We'll just try it and we'll see. And you guys can tell me which ones you like the best. But I'm going to bring in the embossing folder, and I'm going to move this off to the side because I'm going to need to bring in my, actually, am I going to bring it in? I guess I could bring it in. I'm going to open this up, and we are going to actually ink up the side of the embossing folder that is the indented side, not the, so is that the deboss side? Deboss side, emboss side? It's the one that dips down. And I'm going to take my ink and I'm just going to tap it on my embossing folder. Okay, I want to get good coverage. I don't really want, what do I want to say? Stripes in it. We'll see what happens, but I want to make sure I get good coverage on everything. I don't want to go crazy, but at the same time, I want to make sure we can see it. Okay, so there we go. We're going to go with that. Let me put a little bit more down here. A little bit more down here. Okay, we're going to go with that. It looks kind of stormy, doesn't it? It's kind of pretty. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm going to turn this, and I want to get my clouds in there. I want to get my boat in there. So I'm going to bring this up almost to the top, and then we're going to close this up. Okay, so everything's all closed up now. So let me reach back here, and I'm going to grab my large cut and emboss. Might be too big to get on here. Okay, and then our sandwich is going to be the base plate and the gray. So I'm going to put this down. We're going to crank it through with the folded edge going in first. And then I'm going to turn this just a little bit, and we're just going to crank this through. Whoops, I got to get it to catch. So we're going to crank it through. And the nice part about these is all you have to do is run cold water over the embossing folder, and it comes clean, so you won't have any issues with that. All right, so now we've got this. Let me move this stuff out of the way, and we're going to open this up, and we're going to see how it turned out. Let's see. Ooh, how fun is that? I'm going to use my tweezers to pull this out because I don't want to get ink on me. So there we go with that. Kind of a stormy sea kind of scenario going on. So I'm going to bring back, while this is drying, I'm going to bring back my, I think I have ink on me. Yep. Never fails. So I'm going to go ahead and clean that off. And then I've got some on my glass plate as well. I got that. All right, so let's go ahead and get this folded. And we already stamped our sentiment in Stormy Seed, so that should have been like a little precursor to what we were going to do. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this over, and I'm going to get my dimensionals out again, and we are going to put dimensionals on the bag. So go ahead. Remember, I don't like middle sags, so I'm going to make sure I have plenty of dimensionals throughout. Okay, so we've got that. We'll pull these off, and then in order to get this lined up the way that I want to get it lined up, I am actually going to put some glue on the back. You've seen me do this before. I just like the fact that I can move things around, and these dimensionals are really sticky, and I risk tearing my cardstock trying to move them. So if I put glue on the back, for me, it works. And then that way, if I don't get it down exactly where I want it to be, then I can adjust it. So let's go ahead and get this down. And a lot of times when I do that, I'm able to get it lined up pretty good anyway. So I think that actually looks pretty good. Okay, so we're gonna bring our sentiment in, and we're gonna put the sentiment right centered below the boat. So I'm gonna bring in my mini dimensionals, and since it's a little tag, and we'll go ahead and get these down. All right. Checking the internet, it looks good. Hopefully I didn't miss any freezing anywhere. I don't know if you can hear the wind or the rain hitting the window, but the rain is still coming down. At least it's not severe. Okay, let's go ahead and I'm gonna get this centered. And I wanna get it centered, so I'm gonna play with it just a little bit, but I'm not pushing it down. And then I wanna make sure that I get it. Let me think here. Oh, can you guys hear that? Can you hear that thunder? Okay, now I'm gonna bring in the Secret Sea ribbon, and we're gonna add a Secret Sea ribbon instead. I used cloud cover the first time, so I'm just gonna go ahead, whoops, tie my bow here just a second. Get it tied, and if I'm just tying a simple bow, I just go ahead and leave it on the bolt, tie it on the bolt, and then I can trim it off. But I feel like I have less waste when I do that. So I'm gonna use my ribbon snips. And we're gonna snip it here, and I'm gonna snip it here. That looks, well, I'm probably gonna have to trim this one up just a little bit. So maybe like right there. Okay, that looks good. So let me move this out of the way. I'm going to bring my glue dots in, and we are going to put this ribbon right here along the edge of this sentiment. So I'm gonna use, let's see, my take your pick, and I'm just gonna put the glue dots. I'm gonna do a couple just so that I get a good adherence, if you will. So I'm gonna put one there, and I'm gonna put one here. There we go. Sticky, sticky. And then I'm gonna turn this way. So we've got that down. And then the last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna also add some bling to this. I just have to find it because I placed it off to the side so I wouldn't lose it. And this space isn't that big, seriously. So it's like, where could it, oh, they're right here. And I think because I used such a dark color on this one, I think I'm going to use the lighter color this time around. I did it on the first card, so I'm going to put one here, and I'm going to put one here, and then I'm going to take another one, and we're going to put it over here. All right, and you can see there's birds. We got the birds in there as well. So here we go. This is card number 3. Guys, let me know which one you like better. Do you like the white one better, or do you like the Secret Sea one better? They both were done the same way. I just used different colors. But I think they both turned out really pretty. And you can't tell on the white very much, but all these areas that you see that are blue, they're white on the other card. It's a lot more subtle. So this is card number 3. How fun was that? Let's go ahead and bring these back in. So we've got card number 1. I want you to be able to see. Oh, the Secret Sea. Good job. I'm so glad I tried that out because I think it's just fun to go rogue, if you will. Okay, then we've got the sailboat that I used a different paper. Thank you. I think they're both pretty too. I would do them both again. But it's kind of fun to try different colors. I mean, if you wanted to kind of a sunset color, you could maybe use Calypso Coral or something like that. Anyway, and then we've got the card that I made out of the Designer Series paper. And you can see that I did it a little bit differently. I put the sails, some accents into the sails. I added the seagulls that we had. So I don't think I ever make a card the same twice. I have so much fun just playing and doing them up differently. So let me come back and see you guys. I'm so grateful that the storm behaved itself while I was sharing with you guys. I'll get my technical issues with my computer worked out so I can share my website with you next time I'm live. But for today, we got through the storms, at least for now, and I was able to share with you this really fun bundle, Sunrise Sailing. So when you get, let me see, I'm gonna show it this way. Thank you, Gayla. I'm glad to see you. So this was Sunrise Sailing, and when you get the kit, I will cut out anything that isn't part of the bundle. So I won't stamp and I won't die cut, but you will get the embossing part of it done. I'm basically focusing on the bundle, but you'll get all the cardstock and you'll get the designer series paper and all of that. So thank you again for joining me. I love having you guys. Thank you for saying hello. And I will see you guys next week. Take care, everyone. Bye.